Welcome back, friends, to Visions Veiled and Violent. In the last episode, the Zatis of the Blue Veil Troop defeated the monstrous Spider Queen that had given birth to the other arachnid abominations. Despite the warnings of my character, the level-headed barbarian, Adwale, the party insisted on pressing their luck in searching for more treasure. While the party was able to solve the riddle left behind by the necromancer in Moore's Head and collect the treasure that we had hoped to find, some in the party couldn't stop thinking that we should keep pushing further into danger. However, after destroying the eggs of the Spider Queen, Adwale drew the line at entering another still door. This one, adorned with the head of a gargoyle that spewed oily black smoke. Finally, getting the group to climb out of the well, the party returned to the carnivalle, where they drew more than a little attention with their new friend, Spider Robert, amplified by the shouts of Vezi, drawing everyone's attention to it. Perhaps it was naive to think that the tired Zatis would be able to focus on the mysteries already surrounding them, because just when they were set to figure out what to do with the unconscious man they had rescued from the cocoon, Adwale was approached by a gray-skinned man with a ritually scarred forehead who had warned that the barbarian's response to a question might determine who lives and who dies this day.
Can you just say the dire warning?
Yeah. Just a refresher on that would be awesome.
So Adwale, to refresh, right as you had come into this triumphant scene of returning to the Carnival, this purple-skinned man with a ritualistic scar on his forehead
Thanos
had grabbed a hold of you and said, "Listen carefully to this warning, for what I say will determine who lives and who dies this day."
Okay. Well, Adwale will have his hand reach back, holding the handle of his greatsword, just in case. And he'll look at this man who gave him this warning and says, "Well, what's the warning? Can't really heed a warning if I don't have a warning."
You hear in the background the jubilation of the excited hanataz crowd, all swarming around Moore and Luthander and Jericho and Nevitz to celebrate their return. The crowd seems to grow dim and distant as this man approaches, and there's almost a chill in the air, like a frost around his breath, as he leans in closer and says, "I am looking for one who has transgressed, and I have been sent to find her."
Well, I do not know who you're looking for. Do you have a description?
I am looking for a young woman.
No.
A woman who is a trickster, a user of magics, one who profanes the names of the many gods.
Jericho's sweating a little bit.
Do they know the rest of my friends?
So I'm going to say, based on passive perception in the crowd, that the rest of your buddies are just enjoying the good vibes of everyone cheering their return, and the small children wanting to come and pet the giant spider. Yeah, they have not noticed your new companion here.
Adwale will look back behind him for a second and grip the hilt of his greatsword, a bit tighter now, and draw it slightly. I know someone who has similar stature of who you're speaking about, but I don't think I can give them up. They are family.
You see that the man's face grows hard, and you can almost see little flecks of frost forming on his skin, and there's almost a storm brewing behind his eyes, and this sense of raw arcane power building behind him. He growls, "I will not allow you to stand in the path of the unseen star, boy. If you know where Ira Zur resides, give her up, or I shall be forced to destroy you."
Ira who?
Ira Zur. She also calls herself Jayana.
Adwale is going to twirl his greatsword around a little bit, grab it to where the blade's facing outwards towards the man, but not towards him per se, just out, and stab it into the ground, cross his arms, and I do not know the name, if I'm being completely honest with you, sir, but it's none of my friends. We don't have anyone by that name.
As you put your sword in the ground, you see that the sense of cold starts to abate, and the storm that was going behind his pupils subsides, and the man crosses his arms over his chest. "That is unfortunate."
Well, for you. I mean,
It is
rage out.
unfortunate for the fate of this world, boy.
I don't know what you want me to. I don't know what you want me to do. I hope you call me boy.
Your naivety and inexperience is apparent. You need not explain it to me.
I don't know who you're looking for, and I don't know how to help you.
I think I know how you can. As he reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder, and you feel this jolt go through you.
All right.
When you find her, I will know.
What the? You just touched a kid, weirdo. Leave me alone. I'm 16. Go away. If I find her, I'll find her. But gosh, don't.
So he takes a step back, taking his hand off your shoulder, and folds his arm over his chest again. So, I will wait here.
Wait. Yeah, just like out of pure like annoyance, he just grumbles in giant tongue, and is like, "What does this have to do with me? Aside from the whole world ending, as you say."
What do the gods have to do with any mortal? We are but pieces on the board of a greater game.
Fair enough.
Can I roll to see if Jericho notices what's going on right now?
Sure, yeah, Jericho, give me an active perception check. Roll that enormous brick-sized d20.
I actually have a brick-sized D6 now, so...
You can roll that if you like, it just won't go as well.
That's a 15.
15? Okay, so yeah, so as the crowd is all going around, you see that little Vezi has climbed up on the back of Robert the Spider and is just petting his head as everyone's still enthralled by your unexpected victory from your exploration. You, out of the corner of your eye, notice this very strange man who seems to be lecturing Adewale off to the side.
All right, I kind of sidle up to the two of them. Jericho kind of slinks over to where they're at. And she opens her mouth and mimics the man's voice, but recombines the words. What are the gods' game?
The man turns slowly towards Jericho, and you see him reach up with 2 fingers to trace around the circle of the scar that's been burned into his forehead. It says, "The gods' game, child, is the gods to tell, one tale at a time. But this tale is quite old, and almost always ends with death. It follows you still. If you doubt, ask your elders. Ask them if they know the creeping death that haunts you still. I care not for your fate, only for the girl."
This girl, as Adewale will somewhat step in front of Jericho per se, so that he's still can be in the way if something does go wrong. The name, repeat it for me, please.
She has called herself Irazur. She has called herself Jayana. She has called herself Jillian Venex. Names she takes and discards like so many cheap masks. But at her heart, she is a criminal who has profaned against the divine. And the unseen star demands retribution.
Does Jericho recognize any of these names?
Jericho does not.
Does Adewale? Probably not.
Adewale also does not, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Good try this.
Shooting the unseen star. Does Adewale recognize that?
So, make a religion check on that.
Oh, I'm proficient.
While you're
Stuff
doing
together.
that, as the crowd has gathered around the spider that Moore is riding, that Vezi has now climbed on top of, and everyone is still looking like wow over at what Nevitz and Luthander have managed to bring back for the troop. And as you're going all through this, you see that some of your other teen friends, particularly the clowns, Taylene and Columbina, have come up to just wow and ooh and ah. You see that and Taylene approaches like, "What did you do? This is amazing."
So that's a question.
Yeah, was that to one of us in particular? Was it to the to Robert the Spider?
To the group, wasn't to the spider.
Oh, okay.
Well, we saved the day. You can thank us, and we can go about the rest of our day with our new friend Robert the Spider, who's with the circus now. You're welcome. You're welcome.
The hanataz crowd looks over warily to some of the animal cages, trying to see how they could possibly rearrange the existing manticore and owlbear to make room for this new giant spider that seems to be just happily swaying back and forth, letting Vezi bouncing down up on his thorax.
Nevitz looks up at Moore, and he says, well, it appears they will not be talking about any visions for the next week. Mission accomplished?
Moore immediately sends you daggers with her eyes. Why would you say that out loud? We could talk about that later, not in front of the crowd. What if somebody heard the V word? Stop it. Stop. Anyways, this spider eats cows. We're going to have to up that budget, whoever's in charge of that.
To that point, I think we should get the loot over to Borog and possibly go talk to Mother Sylvenza about our unconscious colleague here.
So as you say that, the two acrobat clowns look over and see the man that you've rescued from the wells. Oh, this poor man. It looks like he's been dragged all over and dropped and beaten and incredibly lucky to have been saved by you.
Some of that might have happened after the fact, but that's neither here nor there. In either case, is Mother Sylvenza available?
Oh, yes, and Taline pipes up. Yeah, she's actually over in the Cirrus tent right now, trying to recover from some earlier spell, which is a total drag because I had a question I really wanted to ask her, but then I heard that, of course, Moore might have been able to give me an answer, but I don't know if that's still on the table.
Hey, no, that was actually a false alarm. That was bad stew. So, no visions.
Bad stew? What does that
Yes.
mean?
Luthander's leaning on his staff. Have we got anyone called Stew here? Especially not Bad Stew.
And then the other clown, Columbina, pipes in like, Stew, is that townie? I think there was a stew that came by.
Yeah,
No?
sure. Yeah, it was that one.
I think now that the clown's routine is like done, it's actually Jericho's time to go out and start doing magic tricks for people. So that's what she's doing right now.
Okay. Jericho's slipping away to help out with the children.
She
There's
basically she like spies, like she's like, I'm on, like bright text appears above her head, and she like shrugs and she's like, she just dips out, leaving Adewale with this weird man.
Weird man out. And luckily, Jericho happens to be just across from the stage where they're doing the puppet show.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 17 total.
Poor Adewale there with this man that, based on Adewale's familiarity with religion, knows that he is part of a fairly radical sect that is known for being incredibly doctrinaire and highly volatile. So this person undoubtedly has enough power to probably wipe the floor with at least half of the camp if he wanted to.
I've heard whispers among my travels before I joined our carnivalle here. As long as there's no indication that you will cause harm to my family, I'll see what I can do.
That is partially correct, boy. The man says as he just keeps his arms folded on his chest. I will see what you will do.
No, I will see what I can do. How are you?
No, I am correct.
No, I'm correct. Whatever.
No, I am literally correct.
No, I'm literally correct.
That is not the proper way to say that word.
Whatever.
I think while Jericho is like waiting to do like
God bless you, Foxy.
the pyrotechnics, for the puppet show, she's like she's got this little piece of paper. She's like jotting that symbol down that was on his head, like kind of trying to remember it. And then she like shoots a little firework out when one of the puppets like gets hit by a cannonball, and then goes back to scribbling.
Nate, is there someone in the camp who would do healing aside from Mother Sylvenza? Would she be the person to go to for healing, or would I have asked Taline if someone else was available? I don't know who the healer is for our group.
So there's a number of people in the camp who can provide healing for you. Mother Sylvenza is one of them, but you would know that there's also a fair number of other folks. There's a resident druid, a resident alchemist who you could go to for healing if you didn't want to wait for the for all the seeing to go on at the fortune-telling tent.
Nevitz does like to address issues, but he also knows his friend / pseudo-sister does not want to address issues. So I kind of assume that Moore would not want to go to Mother Sylvenza. So if there was anyone else who's more on the druidic side, I probably would have asked Taline that side. Is so-and-so available for our Sudestan unconscious fellow? Unless you want me to have a verbal fight with Moore to try to get her to go to Mother Sylvenza. I just think that's going to be...
Bring it on.
5 minutes of banter that's going to lead with Nevitz giving up.
Moore's like, no, I can't. Don't have time. I have to wash my hair.
Yeah.
Don't let me stop you from getting in a fight, obviously. So the obvious answer that Taline would steer you towards, there is an elder cleric in the camp, a member of the Bondurant Council named Anton, and he is the one who, at the Tent of Jests, is the one who typically does most of the camp's major healing and medicine. But Columbina, the female jester, hates him, by the way.
That's good to know.
Can I ask a group dynamics question as well, just based on the way the group knows each other, their history, whether Nevitz might notice that something's going on with Adewale, even if there's all the distractions, just perhaps a disadvantage or something, but
normally, yes, although I think Ade has a tendency to just kind of wander off and do what he wants to do anyways. I think Nevitz is kind of focused in on, we've got a giant spider, we've got a ton of gold, and we've got an unconscious guy. So I think he's just focused in normally.
Makes sense. Okay.
I think...
Just interested.
Yeah, no, I think normally that dynamic's kind of there. I think, I'll let Coda say, I think Adewale looks out for Nevitz more than Nevitz looks out for Adewale. Like, Adewale usually makes loud noises when stuff is going wrong.
That seems to be aligned.
Whereas Nevitz is usually in a corner being threatened by bigger people, so it's a different dynamic.
Lines up well with Nevitz wandering into the room with the purple smoke. Yep.
Yeah.
It's hard for Nevitz to look out for Adewale being his smaller stature. So,
Gotcha.
Friends in small places.
I will say, Nevitz picking up on, at the end of the day, I think presumably we are kind of a close-knit group, or all the same age-ish, coming up as the Zodis. I think I would try to throw Moore a bone and look over to Taline and just say, we need to get over to Anton, kind of gives a look over to Columbina, but we're also in quite a bit of treasure. So if you start pushing the narrative that maybe the Bondurant Council should allow for extra drinks for the group before we leave as a celebration of incoming wealth, I think you might be able to get that to happen.
See the eyes brighten a little bit at this suggestion, because Taline says, that is a fantastic idea. Like, can you imagine?
But keep it. Start the whispers, start the rumors, but start the whisper movement. But we need to go.
Okay. But I do have to find somebody who can answer this question sooner than later, because I might literally die if I don't know the answer to this question.
Again, I don't know what rumors were spread before, but I've been with Moore all day. She's not seeing anything.
Make a deception check on that. Make a deception check on that one.
Sorry, Moore. I'm not good at lying. Oh, it's a
I
natural.
believe in you.
It's a natural 7 on the die. I've been rolling high on all the pre-rolls. Deception?
Yeah.
That's an 11.
And 11. Okay.
Can I get advantage because she's really thinking about the gold and she's just out of her own wits?
So when you say this, Talia looks at you. Just tilts her head in the bells in her hat jingle a little bit as she looks at you. And she holds that stare just long enough for it to be really uncomfortable.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Nevitz. I believe you. Hey, I think actually, Columbina is the best person, I think, to take you and Mr. Almost Dead Guy over to the Tent of Jest, because, she and Anton go way back. I'll help wrangle the spider in the back. Surely Luthander and Jericho and we can take care of that. Won't be a problem.
It's fine. More.
It's so fine. It's so fine. I'm so glad that it's everything's fine. We're all
Moore,
being so fine and honest to one another.
Would you help me carry our unconscious friend over to Anton? And I'm sure Columbina can help us.
Oh, I mean, I would love to, but I kind of, my ankle, I think I stepped on something when I was doing a tumble and just, really. But Columbina will totally help you out. Won't you, Columbina? And the other female clown, like, take him to Anton? Yeah, let's take him to Anton. That's a great idea.
Oh, God.
Okay. I just want, Nevitz really wants to get out of this conversation. Like, because he's getting rid of the longer the lie exists in his mind.
Luthander, who's leaning on his staff through this entire, just relaxing. He's finally got his staff back. He's having a little bit of a lean. Says, it's Taylene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, Taylene, they're all very tired. We're all very tired. It's been a busy morning. Why don't we have a chat and we'll let the others get on with things? We have heard about people having visions. It's definitely, we've definitely heard the same thing, but
Her eyes go wide, like, oh.
But we're not sure. We're not sure who's having them either. So let's swap notes. Why don't we swap notes and let the others carry on, because we might be able to figure it out.
Yes, because as you've been spraining your ankle, practicing your routines, again, we've been gathering gold for the hanataz and bringing back quite a tale. So, you know.
Did you see Tayleen's whole expression, Bryce's? That sounds like the best plan. The best plan that I've heard ever since we've come to this town. What a great plan. All right, Luthander, let me know where's a good place for us to swap notes. We've a lot of notes to swap. And Columbina, you've got this, right? You see that the other clown's like, as she helps get the guy situated back on the spider so that the spider can help haul him over to the tent.
Lots of notes. Goody.
So many. All the notes. I'm looking forward to all of these notes.
I mean, and with that, I think noticing that now for the first time, now that he's not trying to tell a lie, which is impossible for Nevitz, apparently, canonically, noticing that both Adewale and Jericho are not present, he would just kind of fire a dart of flame. What's my cantrip? He'll do a firebolt into this guy, purple firebolt, so they know it's me, and just hopefully that they can come down to where we're at and help us carry the body, because I think Adewale can carry the body better than Nevitz and more.
Yeah. Okay, I'm at a negative strength. I don't know about you, but
Yep, I'll compete with you for negatives. So yeah. So okay. Yeah, I shoot up just a purple flare, trying to get the group back together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the puppet show's wrapping up, so I waltz over.
Right. And so as the puppet show wraps up, and you see that the children cheer. There's two hanataz children, a little boy with green hair and a little girl with purple hair, who say, "Yay, Jericho's the best! Like we should keep playing." As they both pick up two fairly sizable sticks, like about maybe like a foot long, like good thick ones, and begin really aggressively fencing one another, just wailing away.
All right.
All right.
I feel Jericho just let that happen.
I'm gonna intercept. I'm gonna grab one of the sticks from him and be like, kind of waggle my finger. Jericho waggles her finger, and she's like, here. And then some stuff appears above my head. He's like, proper technique is important, okay? So I'm gonna show them how to actually use a sword with this stick. Show them stances, Because I'm an adventurer, I know how to use a sword. I'm gonna show them how to do it.
You do me a favor, and can you roll performance?
Oh yeah, sure. I can totally do that.
You want to teach him how to lean on the stick? Just come talk to Luthander.
13. That's 17.
17. All right, so you properly demonstrate the tech. What's the move you most want to teach these two children who are about 8 years old?
Well, I want to teach them how to parry. I'm okay. I tell one of the kids come at me, okay? I'm like look at this, And he's like, come here. And he comes at me with his stick, and then I block it, and I say then more burning text appears next to my head, this is how you defend yourself. And I hand him the stick, and I'm like, okay, kid, go do your thing. And so I watch him parry, and then I'm like, nope. And I grab the stick. I'm basically teaching these kids how to prevent themselves from dying.
That's incredibly noble of you, Jericho. And so as you hand back the sticks to the children, the little boy who you recognize was running around the camp as Strend, the little purple girl that you recognize as Claysta, they smile gratefully as they give you a little hanataz bow as they resume their fighting. And as the boy makes for a thrust at the girl, she hits him in the wrist, causing him to drop the sword, and then whacks him on top of the head and laughs. Aha, you can't read.
Oh.
Oh.
I shake my head. I shrug, ruffle the kid's head, and just head back to where I was the others.
And as you shake your head, you see that the little Vezi standing next to you with a new bag of humber nuts, fresh out of the stall. And it's at least you tried.
Yeah, it's true.
After the whole who's right nonsense with Tadas here, after he says, that's not how you say it, I'll be like, well, I'm sorry. Common is not my primary language. It's my secondary. I grew up speaking giant.
He just stares at you, unspeaking, unflinching. Doesn't even blink, really, just stares straight at you.
Well, you're creepy. I'm going to go and help out. You can skedaddle. Adios.
I will stay.
Yeah, okay. Suit yourself.
All right, and so then Adewale rejoins the other three going up towards the tent where Anton is stationed with his jests that he might also heal this poor man you found in the well.
Yeah.
And as you do so, you see that the female acrobat Taline is almost bouncing now as she's smiling from ear to ear that Luthander is there. She says, so, notes. I want all the notes. What notes do you have so far?
Well, we've got quite a few. So we've heard some of the rumors as well, but we just...
Hold on, are you hungry? Should we get something to eat first?
It's a day.
Maybe later. Let's just confirm.
I mean, it is almost lunch. Did you already have breakfast?
I did, yes. Not hungry at the moment. Maybe later.
Later, yeah, of course, later. I love later. Later is one of my favorite things.
Wow. She is so into him.
Oh my god.
This is not what I expected. Okay. I'm not saving more again.
So meanwhile, you have the other four of you have this, you are walking with Taline towards the tent as this unconscious man is slung across the back of a giant spider, and Columbina is just whistling to herself as she twirls one of the ends of her jester's hat, and it's like, well, I mean, that was maybe the stupidest way for things to work out, but they worked out. So what's the story? Where'd you find the spider in this guy? That's crazy. But Columbina looks towards more and says, oh, by the way, I know you don't have visions. Taline's an idiot, but I really appreciate you distracting her because she was just going to bother Mother Salvenza all day long because she woke up and she had this stupid dream that she was going to end up with some guy with a staff, and there's only one of those in camp, so she wanted to make sure that it was real. This happens every time, Last season, she thought that she was going to end up with Cray the Blade, which is crazy because he's super creepy and also so old, but whatever, it's good to let her get it out of her system.
Okay.
If it doesn't matter to her other than putting to rest her own neuroses, just go ahead and tell her that you heard whispers that I had been seeing visions lately, and I'll tell her whatever she needs to hear.
Pauses and says realize, first of all, that's a terrible lie, and also that would mean the death of all hanataz.
Yeah, the end of the world.
Not just hanataz.
You've also listened to Mother Salvenza. Yes. Sorry, I'm just new to that, but I feel if she's thinking about that, then she won't worry about whether or not she's just of my friend.
Actually,
Kind of like how if you light me on fire, I won't think that my pants are too tight. I mean, that's solving a problem with a much worse problem. I don't really understand the logic there, Nevitz, but aren't spelldancers supposed to be the smart ones?
Let me just... Okay, first of all, I'm playing the long game. Tayleen's not... She's going to obsess about something anyways. And if it's easy enough for me to send her down a rabbit hole that doesn't stop us from doing what we need to do for the elders of the Bonduran Council, then all the better for it.
I mean, that's fair. It's hard to argue with that logic.
Really?
No, of course. It's a stupid plan.
Okay. In either case, we found the spider and the gold at some cache site where we believe criminals of the town were hiding money, and obviously criminals aren't going to go to the local authorities, so it's our money now, and we're leaving tomorrow morning.
Yeah, hard to argue with that, certainly. But, it's all going to work out. This is certainly a huge find, and this is totally going to make my day. Like, thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Why is this going to make your day, Columbina?
yeah, this is kind of our thing.
Because I love helping people?
No, you don't.
Okay, can I get a vibe check from this chick?
Yeah, roll insight.
Yeah, okay. What are the vibes?
Are the
she's putting
vibes?
out.
What are the...
That's a nat 1 for a 7.
Yeah, so, you aren't used to seeing Columbina be this eager unless there's something very self-serving going on, but you can't put your finger on what it could possibly be in this particular moment.
And we know that she hates Anton. And normally would not want to ever go to Anton's tent.
Correct. Well, it's like, hate's a strong word in the hanataz. It's more like she seems to have a singular delight in making his life miserable. For the lulz.
Sounds like hate to me.
I'm gonna kind of stand in like a protective stance in front of the spider, Robert, to make me look a little bit more intimidating, and kind of glare at her and be like, okay, what do you want?
What do I want? I think I want what all hanataz want, to help each other and do the right thing. And in this moment, I'm helping you.
Oh, don't give me the
unconscious
pamphlet.
guy.
Just tell me what you actually want.
Oh, I swear, upon Jinx, all I want to do is help you get that person over to the tent of jest where Anton is.
All right, listen, my
you just want
spider.
to cause problems for Anton to...
If you are after anything nefarious to do with us, my spider may eat cows now, but that could quickly change. So watch yourself.
More?
Ooh, okay, don't worry. I won't do anything near Spider. Promise. Cross my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, let's go. I mean, don't we want to help? This guy looks like he's seen better days. I think this would probably be for the best.
Yeah, lead the way.
Gladly. She's practically skipping as she leads through the little maze of tents through to the northern end of the camp, where you come around past the tent of veils, circling where you can still see Boreg and Kalnese doing their feats of strength over the wrestling pin, to come to this big, brightly colored green and purple tent where they've set up the tent of jests for all sorts of japes and pranks and other things with that is also serves as a makeshift shrine to the gods that favor the hanataz. And to Columbina, who kind of hops and skips over to the tent flap as she shouts, "Hey, oh, Anton, are you there?" And you hear the voice call out, "Yes, Columbina, I'm busy tending. What? And is this some dire need? Oh, yes. Very dire need. We've got someone who is in need of your skills." And you hear the shuffling inside the tent of old Anton, who's probably only slightly younger than Mother Salvenza, coming towards the front of the tent. And as he does, Columbina takes a little step to the side and says, "Hey, Anton, what was that thing you said you had? Arachnophobia?" As she swings the tent flap open. And you see so you see old Anton, this sweet old man with his turban and his big colorful mustache.
Oh, no.
Take one look at the more riding on top of a spider the size of a horse, and his eyes go wide, and he goes, clutches at his chest.
No.
Mouth forms a perfect O as he goes woof into the straw in front of you.
Oh my god, did we just kill him?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, Nevitz.
No, she killed him.
Nevitz runs up and flips the body. Is he breathing? Is he unconscious or is he dead? Did we heart attack or faint?
Medicine check.
Oh, that's how you get me. Okay. 15. 13 on the die.
Up, he's still breathing.
Columbina, you've been more than helpful. Please
And she
leave.
just snorts, is cracking up, like doubled over with laughter. Like, oh, did you see the look on his face? Oh, that was perfect. Oh, thank you. You guys are the best. Seriously, like
Adderwall
they
is
couldn't have picked
definitely
better
laughing
Zotties.
alongside her.
Columbina, I just want you to know I wasn't bluffing. I have the vision. The end is coming. And Nevitz looks back and starts trying to bring back Anton.
Pride fills Moore's eyes at that line.
Abruptly, Anton sits up.
Yeah, and Nevitz makes sure to put himself between Anton's face and the giant arachnid.
Yeah, I'm scooting Robert back away from the entrance of the tent.
But for the record, Moore is hiding behind Nevitz on this one.
As she
basically.
is wont to do.
Yeah.
Anton, look at my face. I just want you to know, we were not aware that you had a very sensible phobia against arachnids, but the creature behind us is a pet and ally of Moore, and it will absolutely not hurt you. And the only reason we are using it is because he carried a body here who needs your medical attention.
So he slowly picks himself up, picking pieces of straw off of his fine vest.
And Nevitz is prestidigitation, like getting me all cleaned up.
Yes, but please bring this poor man here. Let me go and fetch my candles to begin a ritual to heal this poor fellow. You see him look over in the inside of the tent. With the shrine, all the things laid out in honor of the hanataz gods. And when he looks over the shrine, he sees that conspicuously, right about where you would lay out some religious votive candles, are little circular divots where it looks like something wax had been there that is now missing. And he looks at them, he squints, he goes, I hate the clowns.
Could have been worse. Try working with Vezi for a day. Is there anything we can get you to carry out your inspection?
Yes, I can channel the power of the divine. The three that favor us can flow through my hands to heal this man if I have my candles.
I'll just ask the GM out of... Would we know either where candles are stored or how we can go and get them? Actually, do I have them in my inventory?
Or
are
does
these
apparently
magical
not.
candles or regular candles?
Well, apparently I'm on a date, so I might need candles as well. So if you find them, let me know.
And so you know that these candles are specifically for the shrine, and so they should be here. It looks like, based on the impressions in the table, where there's a little telltale circular ring of wax, that someone swiped them like right when your back was turned.
Do I know where the clowns are at? I'm probably buddies with them, right?
Yeah, actually, Foxy, is Jericho in with us, or is she
I think
watching
I was
the
tagging
date?
along.
Okay, I
Yeah,
thought
Jericho
so.
was
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just kind of look up to Jericho for. Did you see Columbina take them?
I don't think I did.
Give me a perception check there, Jericho.
All right. And that's 5. 18.
18. So as you look around, you see that in the frantic rush of Anton doing the faceplant and getting the injured man off the spider and trying to figure out what was going on, Bina's gone.
And just like a little text appears above my head. Columbina took them.
Anton, is it okay if we leave this gentleman in your care, and we are going to go and find your candles, and we are going to bring them back?
Please don't leave the spider.
No. We'll take the spider. Do you have a secure location here?
What do you mean?
I mean, we are carrying a lot of money, and considering people are stealing candles, I'd rather not be walking about with it.
Oh, I certainly wouldn't want anything like that in here. There's too much foot traffic. If you can find Brian or Cray, they have access to chests with locks. They could help secure your things.
Thank you. That's perfect advice. If you can please watch over this gentleman, we are going to take this spider away from your presence, and we are going to take care of some business and be back with your candle.
Oh, bless you, small one. I am glad that you are with us because your compassion is like a drop of rain in the endless desert of those mother of clowns. They're a curse upon my hide. Oh, my eye.
The patience you show to all of us younger folk is a gift in and of itself. Stick with them. They will eventually stop being the snarky bitches that they are. I know it.
Thank you. He pats your hand. And, on the exact opposite side of the camp, Taylene is just fawning over everything that Luthander says. Every comment that he can think of, she agrees with wholeheartedly. She's like, so I wanted to know, like, the staff. What's up with that?
We don't
Hey,
want to
staff
know.
bro.
Wait. Phil, is Luthander aware of what's going on?
Oh my gosh.
Is he? Is he?
Luthander is only, 16?
Yeah.
Probably picking things up. Some of the early comments would have set the alarm bells ringing, I think. He's picking up the direction this is going. And Nate did just describe that as fawning.
I did, yes.
Yeah. I think most teenagers are perceptive once it falls into fawning territory. Luthander's. So the staff question, that's just, you've got to be well rested. You never know what's coming when you're traveling. It's just useful to have something like that. So
Ask her something about herself.
I kind of exaggerated when I said that we'd heard something about visions, but it'd be great to hear a little bit more about what rumors you've heard, because we've been away for a better part of the morning.
Oh yeah, I've heard so many crazy rumors. Ask me any rumor. I totally know all the rumors. Just go with one. Boom. Because while you were out doing all that, very heroic and super cool stuff, like I've just been stuck here, and so I have to listen to all the stuff of Brian going on about like, oh, this thing about the mystic flow, the Xanthus, and blah 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 blah. But like sometimes they say things that I know we're not supposed to hear.
Anything about visions specifically?
So, visions, honestly, if I knew somebody who had visions or could see visions, that'd be super helpful, because I had this dream lately that I've been kind of wanting someone to work out with. But actually, since you mention it, there was some super strange stuff going on that I heard the Bondurans talking about that I know that they didn't want me to hear.
Oh yeah, what's that?
So, I've heard, just over this listening in, that Brian told Cray he heard there's 2 other troops just within the past month. Both of their Siriuses died. Like that.
Wow.
So I mean, it's like, I understand that like the Sirius is supposed to be old, right? Like I get that, but for them to both die in the same season, like that's super weird, right?
Yeah, that sounds really weird.
Like, and obviously, like Mother Selvenza, like I mean, she's old, duh, but I mean, she seems like she's totally fine. She hasn't done anything weird lately, and she normally does kind of weird, semi-weird, weird adjacent stuff. But this feels like, I mean, you don't think something's gonna happen to her, do you? I've got something that I really want to ask her.
Luthander says, yeah, like totally weird adjacent. Oh, she seems fine.
Yeah, she seems fine.
I'm sure she's fine. Did they think it was a coincidence? You're really good at listening out for stuff.
Oh, really? That's the nicest thing someone said to me. I'm always listening to Columbina and Zani, and they go on all the time. But I feel like nobody appreciates that I'm listening to them.
Totally, I hear you. So,
But I mean, that's one of the things that's just I feel like I haven't gotten to hang out with you as much because you are someone who appreciates what other people do for them, right? Like that's something really remarkable. And that's when you hear a strangely familiar voice pipe up with, "Oh yeah, he's amazing. He's a hero." And you see the little blonde boy with his missing tooth, holding a balloon, run up to Luthander. They're like, "He saved my life. Everyone thought like my mom's gonna make sure he gets a big reward." And Taylene just goes, "That was you? You fought the bear? Everyone's been talking about someone fought the bear."
yeah, it was totally me. I mean, the others, I don't even know where they were.
Oh my god.
Adewale, he was running in the opposite direction. No, I actually don't say that because I wouldn't make that joke to Taylene. I even wrote her name down because I wouldn't want to forget.
Oh yeah, she's a girlfriend.
So
Wrote it down in a notebook 16 times.
yeah, that's right. So I'm going to get down on a knee to the height.
Already? Oh,
All right.
It's moving fast.
Lock it up.
No, I'm not facing Taylene. I'm just facing the kid. What's his
Smedley.
name again?
Smedley.
I was like, oh, there was a name that was perfect.
Medley.
I'm going to say, hey, buddy, it's good to see you. How you feeling?
I feel great. His pupils are still dilated from being slammed into the ground earlier.
Okay. I'm so glad to hear that. Are you having fun?
This is the most fun day I've ever had. I lost a tooth. I saw a bear. Like I got to get this balloon, and I found a knife. Like this has been a great day.
Oh, you found a knife. What knife?
Oh yeah,
did you find?
I found a knife. Yeah, it was just like lying there. It was crazy.
Oh, what? Have you got it on you?
Oh yeah. I've got it right here. And
Can I see it?
Yep. And he hands you over what looks like a stiletto that is just soaked in blood. Meanwhile, the four of you over there with the spider come out of Anton's tent just in time to hear this loud shouting of this horrific argument coming from the gambling tent. And as you watch, you see the front of the tent sort of bulge open as these two men come stumbling out of it, just wailing on each other like bare fists, bam, 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 right into meat and bone.
Are one or more of them hanataz?
They are both locals.
Oh, this is a non-problem.
Adewale, gonna stomp right up to them. Fellas,
Stomp away.
why are you causing a disturbance among our carnival?
And the men are so gripped with this incredible fight that no one is giving Adewale the slightest bit of mind.
Okay, so Adewale is gonna get as close as he can without getting a haywire haymaker thrown at him, and he's gonna scream as loud as he can, as close to one of their heads as possible, which will totally alert the whole camp. But it'll make them stop fighting, hopefully.
Okay. Roll intimidation.
Oh, I'm proficient. 16? No,
Okay.
15. Sorry.
Still. 15. Adewale, give your shout. Give your
Oh, shit.
your fight-ending shout for us. Is that a Wookiee?
Kind of sounded like it.
I think I cut out, but we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that.
There we go. Okay. And so you see both of the men, like, they break apart in their grapple, one with a huge shiner, the other guy looking like his jaw might be slightly knocked out of kilter. Both their knuckles all bloody and raw as they just are gasping for air.
I will ask again, quieter this time. Why are you causing a disturbance in our carnival?
You see that the one man who's a little shorter and stockier with a reddish beard point his finger over and say, because that man, that scoundrel, stole my money. And you see the other one, the distinctive orange skin of a Sarth, the people who are known for their ability to cut flow stones, spits blood on the ground and says, a fine lie from this one. You stole my money. And he's like, that's impossible. If I stole your money, then how come I'm broke? You took my coin purse. You thieving bastard. As they buck up to get ready to fight again.
Hey, no. There's a very easy answer to what happened to both of you. Are you ready to hear it without causing another scene? And Adewale will stiffen up and bulge his muscles as much as possible, because I will end it.
You see that the two men sort of pause their fray and look warily over in Adewale's direction, like, all right, big man, what's your theory?
You both were pickpocketed by someone else entirely, and they got away.
And as Adewale is trying to reason with these fellows, Nevitz, you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And you turn to see this smiling woman with platinum blonde hair looking down at you. Hello there, fellow. I smell coin, and I am very good friends with people who I can smell coin on. I'm Jillian Vanex, and I think the two of us can become very good friends. And that's where we'll pause.
Can we double date? Is there time for that?
That's where we'll pause.
No. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on Visions Veiled and Violent, a D&D actual play of Gooey Cube's Darkest Dream adventure from the Red Star Rising campaign. Check out their amazing content at gooeycube.com. Also, a special thank you to Tabletop Audio for providing the fantastic music that accompanied this episode. As ever, please like, rate, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast, and if you can, help us out at the Patreon by supporting us at the $3 tier. We hope to continue to share our collective storytelling with the community, and that's all made possible by your support. So please, tell your friends. Heck, tell your enemies if they like fantasy roleplay. Remember, you don't know the burdens others have carried to arrive at your gaming table, so be kind. Safe travels until next week, when we return to Visions Veiled and Violent.